Hi everybody, it is Dannae, my beautiful girlfriend, and myself, Carlos. Today we're going
to share our love story, how we met and fell in love. We're going to share each of our sides of this story and our perspective.
I also think we've met in different ways.
Yeah.
So.
Why don't you start?
I should give him a background though.
Pause for a second. First things first, we forgot to mention I'm from California, Carlos is from New York. God radically changed both of our lives and led us to a Bible school in Dallas, Texas, where we met and fell in love, hence our channel art and where this love story starts. I think our story is pretty cool, and when God writes your love story, it's so much better than anything you could have ever dreamed. Alright, that's all. Back to the video.
About our journey and how so when I went to the school that we're currently going to, I had no intentions of actually dating anybody. But nevertheless, God had other plans for me and blessed me with her. So at our school, we have like on Tuesdays, like a collective service, I guess, where all grades, all years come together and we see it together. Also, fun fact, she's a year ahead of me.
2 years.
Yeah. So
we met this semester, so
yeah.
This was his first semester.
Yeah.
My fourth.
So at that service, she was up front and she was dancing.
Worshipping.
Yes. Worshiping, dancing. Yes, no, she wasn't dancing like she was worshiping. Okay. Basically that was the first time I remember falling for her. I didn't start talking to her, but that was the first time like I was like, wow, I want to marry a girl like that. Like, God, I want that as a wife. You know, she was spitting for Jesus, and she was just so elegant, so beautiful, and so open and like full-hearted. And you know, I went to this school to seek Jesus more and, you know, to grow as a Christian. I had a really bad background, so I was like, I want only good things for me. So when I saw her, I was like, wow, I really need that in my life. And so then I approached her, but not really. I said hi to her, but not. I was a little nervous.
I don't remember that.
I was very awkward too. So you know from our videos where I was like, some guys don't really do anything because they feel a little intimidated or whatnot. That sort of how it was. And then we got together with a group of friends. I sort of invited myself because I was trying to make friends. I went around the whole school trying to meet everybody and exchange names with everybody. Trying to help as much and everything. So basically, when I found out these people were like, you know, in a common room, I was like, oh, she's there. Let me go. And then she gave me a hug and she was being very affectionate, but that's just her. She's a very caring person. So we started talking. I
even told him just because I hug you doesn't mean I like you.
Yeah, that was really off-putting. Because it had been like around a week, right, that we had to like exchange conversations like at the cafeteria and whatnot, but like I never actually spent like time with her. And she'd always give me hugs. So I was like, wait, does she like me?
No. I first remember meeting him in that the common room. So we have like a room with kitchens and sofas and stuff and tables to play games. And I remember meeting him there like the first week before school even started, or maybe it was the first week of school, I can't remember. So it could have been before or after the service. But it was probably after, since that's the first time he remembers meeting me. But I remember meeting him. There was just a group of like new students in there, and so I was just like introducing myself to everyone, and that's where I remember meeting him. Because we were all meeting each other. But then and I did not like him at first.
No.
I was like, I'll be friends with him to be nice. Because he was kind of awkward and like immature. And and so I did think he was kind of cute, to be honest. But he was...
thought I was a cute, immature.
But also he grew a lot in the first few weeks of school. Like I was very impressed, which is one of the main thing that like made me fall in love with him, because of how serious he was about Jesus and how much he was reading and studying and like worshiping and just seeing him in worship, and like how passionate he was. And like most guys, there's a lot of guys at our school who would like say that they were really passionate and say that they really loved Jesus and say that they were reading their Bible and praying and like seeking after him, but I didn't see any change in their lives or fruit or anything. And with him, I saw like so much in like a week, and I was like, well, he's serious.
Yeah.
And so when I first met him, he was not very mature in the Lord, so like I wasn't interested. There were some things he said that I was like, I don't like that. Like, I don't agree with your views.
Actions and what you do speak louder than what you really say.
Mm-hmm. But then he changed.
Yeah. I got addicted to reading. See all these books right back here? Read all of them. You started... I always thought in my mind, and this is true, I'm here to focus on Jesus. I'm here to focus on God. If God wants to give me a future wife, then it will happen. I don't want to try for it. I don't want to seek after it for myself. Right? I want to be perfectly normal and natural with somebody. If it happens, it happens. So I really started reading a lot, and I started dedicating myself to God. I decided to focus on that. And then we started talking, and she said I changed a lot, I guess.
You did. The first time we hung out was with another friend.
Yeah, she made fun of me.
I was really mean to him.
Yo, she called me scrawny, skinny, and unattractive.
I did not call you unattractive. I said he had skinny arms, and he was kind of scrawny.
Uh-huh.
And then I apologized afterwards.
Yeah, because I said you hurt my feelings.
No, I did feel really bad. I joke around a lot. I'm very sarcastic when I'm like comfortable with someone.
Yeah, it's a nice way of showing it.
Anyways, but then
especially when you just met the person.
It's because I was with our other friend who I'm very comfortable with, but
yeah, they teamed up on me.
But then, what I remember really starting to like him, we baked cookies together.
Those are the best cookies. Are you kidding me?
And we were flirting with each other a lot.
Yeah. Very noticeable too.
Yeah. I'm not very good at being subtle, apparently. I thought I was.
No.
But he says I wasn't, so...
Neither am I. I mean, I thought I was too. At least I was more subtle than you were.
At first.
Yeah.
But then you made it very obvious. But that's when I first started to like him.
Our first batch of cookies came out super soggy and they did not work out, by the way. I feel like I had something to do with that. But they were good. It was cookie mush.
But he was being so sweet to me. And... like just talking about how he sees women and like how they should be treated, and made me really start to like him. And then we just kept hanging out all the time. We became best friends.
Until you...
Oh, wait, let's not get there yet. Okay? It's crazy because during this time I was going through a really hard time because a lot of my friends kind of ditched me in a way, and I felt rejected, and I was very sad, and I was very depressed.
She was really good at hiding that, by the way. She always had a smile on her face.
I'm a very good actress when it comes to that. I've struggled with depression a lot, but I was really depressed again, and also like I was like crying like every night, like, God, just please, I just want to meet the one, like I just want to meet the guy, I just want to have that best friend and whatever. And then Carlos was so nice to me, like just such a good friend. And so I just decided to start sitting with him in class and started hanging out with him because I was like, well, I wanted by someone. And like I didn't even think he liked me. I was just like, he's a good friend. And so a bad thing God used to make us get together into a really, really good thing.
Yeah.
Because then we were just always together all the time. We got to know each other very well.
Care to go into detail?
I mean, we were just always talking and hanging out. So we became best friends.
Yeah.
Obviously, that's all I meant. But, and then we started acting like we were a couple, even though we weren't a couple.
Yeah, there's this thing at our school where people are like dating, but they're not dating, but they are dating.
They say they're just friends, but they're dating. They act like they're dating. That was us. I always hated that when people did that. And then I became it.
See what happens? You talk too much and then things happen.
But
can I go into that?
Yeah.
So one day.
Well, this is when he started making it obvious that he liked me.
Yeah, this was like a week after.
Yeah.
And
he was asking all my favorite things.
Yeah, I really wanted to know.
And
everybody else knew.
Favoring me. Like,
over friends.
Others, and doing really sweet things for me all the time. And I was like, he definitely likes me. Valentine's Day was coming up.
So it was on a Wednesday.
Valentine's Day was that Friday.
Yeah. So on that Wednesday, we spent the whole day together. I forget what we did. We went to classes, and then what did we do?
Well, we went shopping, I think.
No, we went to FedEx.
We went to go pick something up.
We went to go pick something up for her, and then
we baked.
But wait.
Oh, okay.
And then I told her how much I love Dunkin' Donuts. And mind you, like during this entire time that we spent, it was like immediately after class, so we spent the whole day together. And right after classes, we went to FedEx, pick up something for her. And then I told her how much I liked Dunkin' Donuts. And the region we were in didn't really have Dunkin' Donuts. It was really far away. They just had Starbucks, okay? I don't like Starbucks that much. She does, I don't. So she took me all the way to a Dunkin' Donuts that was like 20 minutes away. She didn't have to do it, but she did it, and I was so happy she did. And I thought she really liked me, especially with how she was talking to me and how she was saying things, and how she even took me to Dunkin' Donuts. That was the sweetest thing ever. And then when we get back, she asked me to bake with her. And my favorite thing to do with Dannae is to bake with her, because I'm such a novice at it, and she's so patient and so caring. Basically, we bake, right? And then at the end of baking, I pick up all her stuff, all her pots and whatnot, and I carry it all to her room, right? And I'm just being myself, being very happy, just being myself. That entire week, I was also telling my friends, like, yo, I'm in love with this girl. And like, I know it's weird to say that, but like, I can't stop thinking about her. And everybody was telling me like, don't date your first semester. Everybody's like, you should focus on God. I'm like, I want to, and I am, but like, I can't get this girl out of my mind. Like, she is so beautiful and so sweet, so caring, and just her devotion to God, just, it's everything I could ever ask for. And so, whatever, I bring her stuff up, and I sit outside and I wait for her, because she, and then she sits next to me and she talks to me. And she was like...
Oh, I told him I didn't, that I told him that it seemed like he liked me, and I didn't feel the same way. I just wanted to be friends. But let me give context.
Hold on. Before you go into that.
Yes.
She was flirting with me the entire day. The entire day.
I regret how I acted, okay? I do. I apologize a lot. And he cried that night.
I did. I cried a lot. Like, you could ask my roommates. They were trying to cheer me up. They were like, Carlos, it's okay. It's okay. Like, don't think about it. Just let it go. And I made a prayer. I'm like, God, if it's meant to be, then it's meant to be, and it'll work out. And I know if you want me to be with her, then things will happen for us to be together.
So, this whole time, I was very confused. And I did like him a lot. But, I have a very specific calling on my life that God has shown me. And what he showed me, I knew I was meant to do with my husband. Like, for some people, the wife does one thing and the husband does another thing, and that's fine. But for me, I very, very strongly wanted to do this with my husband, what I feel called to do. And so that was one thing I was not going to settle on. I mean, everything I was not going to settle on. I have a list. Okay, he meets all of them. And he pretty much did meet everything, but I didn't know what he was called to do. And from what he had said and what he had talked about, like what he felt called to do, or just like his dreams or whatever, like it didn't seem to match up, and it seemed like it would work. Like he had a different dream and I had a different dream, and I wanted us to have the same, or similar dreams, like that it went together and it was like the same thing that we would do together, because I have a very specific dream that I wanted to do with my husband. And so because of that, I was praying so much, like, God, I don't know what to do, please help me, like take these feelings away, like, and I feel so bad because I've been flirting so much and acting like I liked him. And I went to 3 of my guy friends, my 3 closest guy friends. 2 of them are like my brothers, and was like, what do I do? Like, how do I tell him? Because I was like, I feel like he's gonna like ask me out or something on Valentine's Day. And then I asked one of our friends, and he's like, yeah, he's going to. And I was like,
Who betrayed me? This is the first time I'm hearing this.
Oh, he didn't say exactly. He said, I can't say. But
when you say I can't say, you're saying it.
And then I was like, well, what do I do? Do I tell him now or after he asked me out? And he was like, well, I mean, he was gonna like get me something. And he said he was trying to get me something.
I got very petty and I didn't get it for her because...
But like, I didn't want him to spend money on me and like get me a gift. My heart was right, okay? I didn't want him to like get me a gift and like be all like sweet and everything, and then me have to be like, no. And like, I would probably have said yes to be nice, and then it would have been terrible because it wasn't the right time. And so like I would have, like, we probably wouldn't have ended up together. But because I knew in my heart, I was like, no, it's not right. So I had to tell him that. And then, but then the next day I was so depressed. Like, you could ask my roommates. some of my friends, some people from the outreach I'm going on this summer, like my team. I was so depressed. I didn't eat the whole day.
Yeah, I made things worse too.
He was very mean to me that day.
Look, I got my.
I understand. Okay.
She literally broke my heart.
No.
And then, like, I still wanted to be friends, but like it hurt because I wanted to be with her, and I couldn't. So I got so petty. Basically, I had brought a suit with me. I always bring a suit with me wherever I go. But like, I dressed up fancy. When I say fancy, I mean fancy. I dressed up good. And then when we go to classes, I'd see her in the morning, and I'd normally give her a hug. But that time, I just saw her. I said hi, and then went over and gave somebody else a hug, and then went inside. I was just mean to her all day. I was ignoring her the whole day. I was being very, very mean.
I understand. You had reason to. I understood, but I was still very sad. And I was so, like, I have not ever been that depressed in my life. Where I literally had no appetite and I didn't want to eat. Because usually when I'm depressed, like, I want to eat ice cream or something. I didn't want to eat anything. And I just wanted to sleep. I just wanted to cry. But I had so much to do that day too. So like I literally had no time to process my emotions either. Because I was so busy because we were doing a fundraiser and I was in charge. So like I was so busy that day and then the next day too. And I was just like...
She was super cute, by the way. She didn't wear makeup and I literally wanted to cry right in front of her. She looked so cute and adorable.
Really?
Yeah. I was about to start crying if I stayed there too long. Like I didn't want to have a scene. So that's why I kind of walked away too quickly.
Honestly, that day I didn't wear makeup because, like, I wanted you to see me without makeup, and then you didn't say anything. Because he was complimenting me, like, every day, telling me I was beautiful, and then he didn't say anything, and then I got really sad. Because I was like, oh, he doesn't think I'm beautiful.
I do.
But, anyways, then the next day things were better, and we were friends again.
Yeah, but don't leave out details.
Okay, go.
Okay, so she asked me if I could help her later that day with baking something for a friend, and so I did. I went out and I helped her. Like I was like, I'm not gonna stop being her friend. Like I have to. So I went, and then we talked. And at the end of the day, she told me how upset she was and how she was crying. She wasn't eating all day. That broke my heart even more so, and I realized I was being such a terrible jerk. And then she told me, look, I don't know if you told me this on Valentine's Day or...
I do.
Oh. On Valentine's Day, she was like, look, I do like you, but I just want to be friends. Or
yeah.
was that it?
Spot on.
And she even got me a chocolate, guys. She got me a little chocolate. It's so cute. She got me two in like a little basket. So adorable. And then on Saturday, was that the day of your accident?
Yeah, I think so. I had a car accident.
We were going out evangelizing, and she had invited me to go, and so I was going to go. I wanted to go with, right? I wanted to evangelize, and she was there, so it was two great things.
It was either that weekend or the weekend after that. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was one of those. But after she had the accident, she drove back off of the highway back to campus, and I was in a car that turned around to go back to make sure they were okay and bring people to still, like, we weren't going to let one bad thing stop us from talking about Jesus. Mm-hmm. And so we went back. As soon as I got out of the car, I ran to her and I just hugged her. And like, I literally was internally like crying and so upset. Like my throat is like sort of like even like hurting right now with like sadness. Like, I loved her. Like, that's when I realized I really loved her. Like, I couldn't bear to like, live without her. Like, literally, like, the thought of her leaving and just, like, being gone, like, scared me so much. And I promised myself, doesn't matter if we're not dating, I'm going to try to be the best friend, like, supportive and help her with everything, no matter what it is. Like, I always want to be by her side. Even if we're not dating, I always want to be by her side.
Yeah. That day, that night, all I wanted to do was hug him and not let go.
I kept finding excuses to hug her too, by the way.
But yeah, after that, we just got even closer as friends and acting like a couple even more.
We got really close.
We
got really close after that.
Like emotionally, not physically. But then there was one day where we talked for 2 hours, and we were talking about, like, what we felt called to do, and, like, visions God has given us, and the things he's put on our hearts, and, like, our views on certain things, and just, like, amazing conversation about Jesus and everything. And, like, I didn't want it to end. And that night I realized that he had the same exact calling as me. I've been given a very similar vision that I have. I had a very similar dream. Had, like, the same views as me on so many things. Like, everything was just meeting every single thing on my list that I could know at the time. And
mind you, I had no idea till that night, I hadn't known what her dream was, what her calling was. None of that. Like, I didn't just say it to say it. Like, it was literally, like, it was God.
Yeah. And so that night I was like, oh no, he's the one, and I ruined it. Like, I already ruined it. But he was the one. I was very thankful because I still liked him so much. I was, thank you, Jesus. He actually is the one. And I prayed that whole week, like, God, is this real? Like, is he the one? Like, should I date him? Or should I wait? Or, like, should we still be friends? And I was going to go to Mardi Gras on a mission trip. And the whole week I was like, I have to tell him how I feel, or else I'm going to be so distracted the trip. I have to tell him. And so...
She waited till the day before she left, by the way.
Because I was praying and I was unsure, and I'm very, like, unsure. So that day he went with me to take my car into a shop to get it fixed. And he was just being so sweet. Like he always is. And then that day he spent the whole day after that reading with me to help me get caught up because I was really behind on a school book. He read my book, caught up to where it was for my class.
In 3 hours.
And then sat there and read it too, because I'm a super slow reader and I needed to catch up and I was really stressed, and so he sat there, like, reading it to me for like 2 hours to help me get caught up, even though it was really hard for him, because and I was like, oh my gosh, I can't. And so then afterwards I was like,
I also bought your journal.
Oh yeah, he bought me a journal too. And then, so after that, I was like, so, I do really like you. And I just had to tell you.
I wasn't
I
going...
don't know what you think.
I probably wouldn't have ever confronted her again and, like, ask her out, because I knew what she said, and I was going to respect her wishes. I was never going to overstep. I just wanted to be there for her and be as nice as possible for her. But then she told me.
And I was like, you probably don't like me anymore. Like, it's okay. I just had to be honest and tell you.
And, well, I wish I could have given her my answer right away, but I didn't. Because I didn't want to jump into anything without having God's blessing, without asking God first if it was okay. So I left her. I went back to, I walked her to, she had a meeting to go to, so I walked her to her meeting, and I go back to my room, and I start praying. Coincidentally, that same night, somebody else tried indirectly asking me out, and I said no. I love somebody else. And so I go back to my room and I start praying, and I'm praying, and then God was just speaking to me, and he literally filled my heart with like peace and like something we had read in that book, that like when you have like full body peace, right, and stillness, it's God's blessing. It's God saying he's happy with you. He's happy with what you're doing. And so I was like, yeah. And then I received a cool vision that I didn't tell her till later.
And I had like a vision too. But then one night we both had like the same exact vision during worship. Very cool.
Yeah.
God confirmed very clearly we were meant to get married.
Yeah.
Yeah, to do this together.
So I prayed. Once I finally got my answer, and I had God's blessing to do this, and I knew for sure that she was meant, we were meant to be. I call her. Now we say we should never ask somebody out on phone. I did. Okay, learn from my mistakes. So I called her and I gave her, my answer. I was like, look, I want to date you. I want to go out with you. And then we meet up for a little bit.
Because we get curfew, so.
Yeah, we couldn't really talk. But, so we met up, we talked, I gave her a hug. Nice.
You prayed for me because I was leaving for my mission trip the next day.
Yeah, she left me for a whole week.
Not a whole week. Well, almost a whole week.
Yes, it was. She leaves me. We start dating and she leaves me the next day. I was like, well, I have a girlfriend now, but she's not here. She's like, oh, she's not? Where is she? She's not here.
But it was for Jesus, so.
Yeah, I was happy about that.
But the whole time I wished he was with me. And I called him every day. He would sit up with me on the phone. I
cannot stay up late at night, by the way. So when I do with her, it's because this is me visualizing or demonstrating how my heart beats. Wow.
Yeah, I was having a really tough day.
Many tough days.
He let me just cry on the phone with him. It was amazing. And then I got back. And we officially started dating. And it's been wonderful ever since.
Yeah. And
then we said we loved each other. And it just got closer and closer.
Yeah.
And I love him so much.
I love you.
He's everything I ever asked for and more.
Yeah, that boy's.
Alright, well, thank you guys so much for watching. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share, comment down below.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
It's been real.
And wait for the right one.
Yes.
The one God has for you. It'll be worth it.
Don't rush things. Just be yourself and
follow Jesus.
Yeah. Focus firmly in God and what God wants you to do, and then everything else will fall into place.
Yeah. Doing it with Jesus is so much better.
Oh yeah.
All right. Bye.
Bye.